Jelly.
Where's the rest of the lads?
Well, here's the judge. Greetings, gentlemen.
How are you, Judge?
Where's Daniel?
I don't know.
As a fellow director of the Sierra Mining Corporation, I resent his tardiness. This is an auspicious occasion.
Oh, get off your soapbox, Judge.
Here he is.
Hi. Well, Daniel, you old reprobate. You finally got here, didn't you?
I'm a busy man. I grinded 500 calves this spring. 500? Were they all twins and triplets? You ain't got more than 200 cows. You white-headed old polecat. I got more cows on that ranch of mine than you've got dollars in your bank. Oh,
Gentlemen, His Honor, the Mayor. Welcome, Mayor.
How are you, Mayor?
Well, Daniel, I'm glad to see you here.
Come on, let's get inside, boys, and do a little business.
Yes, of course.
You know,
I need 100 pounds, boys.
Right in the air. Daniel, we're certainly glad to see you.
Seems to me there was a little unfinished business left over from the last meeting.
Boys, the unfinished business.
Before we take up the business of the Sierra Mining Company, gentlemen, I propose a toast to the Allies.
To the Allies. And it won't be long before there's another picture hanging on that wall. Nothing can keep America out of the scrap over there.
That's right. Say, if they'd only send Teddy Roosevelt and a bunch of his Rough Riders over there, they'd wind it up in first-class style.
He certainly would. Boys, to our own beloved King City, pride of the West, home of justice and equality.
King City.
So long, Kruger.
I sure liable to get hurt mixing up with that young Tom Allen.
Oh, Bert.
Did you call me, Tom?
Yeah, just crossed Kruger off our list.
And you're not going to buy that machinery from him? Well, I thought his price was fair enough.
Fair enough for him. Just $5,000 more than we can get it through an honest agent.
5,000?
Yes, and I have an idea he was mixed up in putting our sluice mill out of commission, too.
I can't believe it. I always thought he was as honest as they make him.
As honest as they make him where he came from, maybe. Say, Bert, I'm liable to be leaving for France most any day now, so it's up to you to dig in and get wise to this manager's job. You know, your father discovered the mine.
Yeah.
And laid out King City and named it.
It's a pity he didn't live to see it grow.
Well, now it's up to you to keep it growing by taking good care of the mine. Say, it's after 4 o'clock. I got to get to town for that directors' meeting.
You know, Tom, sometimes I think those 5 old pals of Dad's don't trust me.
Ah, cheer up. You'll soon have a chance to prove to them you've got the same stuff in you your dad had. Remember, you all own equal shares in the mine.
Say, Tom, bring me back a paper, will you? I want to see how the war's coming on.
Sure!
Well, there's 5,000 we won't split.
Yeah.
Hello, John.
Oh, look! It's Tom Allen. Isn't he grand? Pat!
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. Did I hurt you?
My name's not Mike. It's Pat.
Sorry, Miss Plummer, my mistake. My name would be Mud if your father saw me knock you down. I'm on my way to meet him now. Where are you bound for?
We were gonna get ice cream cones.
Well, now there's a girl with an idea. Here, Mike.
All right, Jack.
Boys, as loyal Americans,
Hand me that bottle, Judge.
as I was about to say, as loyal Americans, it is our bounden duty to support those courageous men across the seas, those men who hurl themselves into the breach to protect humanity.
Bringing babies into the world is all right, but 5 in 1 week.
Oh, now, Doc. Nothing must be allowed to retard the growth of the population of King City.
Hey, did you fellas see Happy Hooligan today? Look.
Come on, let's get down to business. What do you think we came here for, to settle a war and read the funny papers?
Every man ought to know that business has got to be combined with pleasure once in a while. What's on your mind? Going to declare an extra dividend or something?
No, but we've got to decide what we're going to do when Tom Allen leaves for France.
Boys, to Tom Allen, the pride of King City.
Sit down. If you keep on toasting, by the time we come to selecting a new manager, you're liable to vote for Brian.
I hope Tom sticks to driving an ambulance over there and don't take to showing them foreigners what a rip-snorting son of his daddy is.
Well, I got it.
What?
Why, that letter from the French consul. My ambulance unit is leaving Thursday, and I gotta hop a train this afternoon to be there on time. Well, what's the matter? Don't you want me to go?
Why, of course, but...
Ah, listen to me, you old galoots. You know I hate to leave you. Why, I've sort of adopted all of you since, Gee, this is bum ice cream. Charlie, you ought to have that Greek's license revoked.
Have you any suggestions, Tom, as to who we'll get to run the mine while you're away?
I think you ought to give Bert King a chance. After all, he's one of the owners.
You know, I was just going to propose that, but these hyenas wouldn't get down to business.
I'm against it.
Nobody asked your opinion. Tom, you go pack your duds. I'll start and finish this meeting. Then we'll all go down and put you on your train.
All right, Pop.
We're going to give you a
We'll give you a send-off, all right.
You get right up front.
Come on, Tom, right up here and me.
Gentlemen, the law approaches.
Hello, Sheriff.
Hello, Sheriff. Watch out for these boys for me while I'm gone.
You bet I will, Tom. And if I catch any of them playing marbles in the street on Sunday, I'll lock them up.
You get in here, Jim. We're going down to the station to see Tom off.
Why, I didn't know you were going so soon, Tom.
Sure, I just got my notice.
Yeah,
Come
get
in.
Now pile in there, all right. Hurry up.
You all aboard?
Tom,
Right, you all set?
If he keeps up at this rate, he'll be in France in time for supper.
Gendarmes!
Bravo! Bravo! Mon ami! Vous! Vous! Oh, wait a minute. Trisbian. How much? Combien? Combien?
$2 even.
Yank, huh?
What did you think I was, a Bulgarian? I used to be in the fight racket out in Shy. Then I came over here and went broke, and I've been pushing this thing around ever since. Life's a funny thing, isn't it?
How do you like being broke in foreign money?
Well, I should get along without it. Oh, you're an ambulance driver, huh?
Right now, yeah. But just as soon as the good old USA
Oh, say.
gets into it, I'm going into aviation.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah?
Yes, sir. After taking the bumps and jolts in this car, a few nosedives would be a relief.
I see by the paper we have 1 million men over there now.
Mm-hmm. And there's still a few more we could spare right from this town.
That's right. When they defeated you for the bench after 30 years of faithful service...
I certainly hope when Bert King became mayor, things would be different. I kind of thought his father, having been our friend,
It's
would make
this
it.
fellow Kruger. He's the one that's putting all these weird ideas into Bert's head.
You're an old fool, Daniel. You shouldn't have borrowed that money to send Pat away to a finishing school. Ain't King City schools good enough?
Can't finish a daughter at home nowadays. Just don't seem to take.
I didn't have to leave town, and there was nothing but grade schools in my day.
Well, you don't think you're finished, do you?
You say another word, and I'll finish you right here and now.
You and what man's army?
Well, I'm not worried about your loan, Daniel. It ain't the first time I've tidied you over the last 30 years.
That's right.
I'll just make out a deposit slip to cover your overdraft, and you can sign the note tomorrow.
Thank you, Johnny. We better get over to that meeting.
Oh, you go ahead and get them started, and I'll be right along.
We got to try and find out why that old Sierra mine ain't paying.
Maybe I'll have a report on that matter, Daniel.
Do you want to talk to me?
Yes, come in. Sit down. I think I'll let you do the talking.
About what?
About what's happening to the gold that comes out of the Sierra mine.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not joking. And I'm not in the habit of beating around the bush either. Young man, you've been robbing that mine.
Robbing myself? Why, that'd be foolish. I'm one of the owners.
Yes, and there's 5 more of us. The others don't know anything about this yet. But I've got the proof, and I'm going to lay it before them this afternoon at the meeting.
Proof? What proof?
If I didn't have it, you don't think I'd have called you over here, do you?
Don't be silly.
Young man, you've had your chance. Why, you...
Here, get rid of this. Wait outside. Go get the sheriff.
Oh, hello, Daniel.
About time we had a meeting, ain't it, Charlie?
Yes, been 4 months since we had our last one. Well, looks like I'm going to have to get another loan at the bank.
Say, you know, ever since Tom's been away, all of us have been, well, I don't know. I wish he'd come back. Things would be different.
So do I.
All right, Doc. Well, hello, Daniel.
Where's Johnny?
He says to get things started. He'll be over directly.
It's taking Johnny a long time to get here.
Yes, the old scoundrel never was dependable. I was just telling him over at the bank there that I...
Hello, Jim.
Well,
Daniel, I've got some bad news for you.
Seems that's all we've been hearing lately. What is it now?
Jonathan Wheeler's dead.
No. It can't be. Why, I just left him. Come on, boys.
Just a minute, Daniel. You're under arrest.
Jim, is this your idea of a joke?
I wish it were a joke, Daniel. But you've been accused of murder.
Have you lost your mind?
Bert King found Jonathan's body in the bank. It seems as he was dying, he had signed Daniel's name across a deposit slip.
Yes, he was making a deposit for me to cover a note.
Well, maybe things will be different when they find the note.
Well, I haven't signed the note yet.
Bert King swears as he was passing the bank, he heard you two quarreling.
Nothing unusual about that.
Them two been at it for 40 years, but there was no animosity.
Jim, Johnny was my friend. Why, if it hadn't been for him loaning me money, I'd have lost my ranch.
Things are beginning to look serious, Daniel. I wouldn't do any more talking if I were you.
That's good advice.
We just know you're not guilty, Daniel, old friend. Or I guess we'll have to prove it.
Neither Bert King nor anyone else could make me believe a thing like this about you. But you know the law.
The first thing we've got to do is find Bert King.
That's right.
Oh, Daddy, he isn't really dead, is he? It can't be true.
I'm afraid it is, Pat.
Oh, how could they think such a thing of you? What are we going to do?
We'll find out pretty quick. There's something behind all this.
Sorry, Daniel.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Pretty serious news, isn't it?
You mean serious lies.
Are you insinuating that I'd lie about such a thing? Don't you realize that old Daniel Plummer might hang for this?
Curious that this had to happen just as he started to investigate conditions at the mine. Mighty curious.
You better be careful, mister. Remember, you're not the mayor anymore. I'm running King City now.
Well, how much bail does Daniel need?
You don't expect me to turn a murderer loose on this community, do you?
Why, you half-baked, you whippersnapper! I'm a...
Careful, Grandpa. Take it easy, Charlie. That's not the way to handle him.
Oh, Judge. This up-to-date method of conducting things don't set well with me. I propose we go back to the tried-and-true methods that were good enough when us fellas were starting to settle this country.
Just what do you mean by that, Charlie?
Here's what I mean. You ain't forgot how to shoot, have you?
No.
Seems like I remember back in '85 when your brother was arrested on a false charge. You just up and shot him out of jail.
Hold on, Charlie. Don't you realize that what you've got in your mind would make us all accessories after the fact, and we'd all be outlaws the same as Daniel?
Well, what of it? We'd all be together.
There's something in that.
Yeah. Now listen, here's what I propose that we do.
You'll like Daniel and the other old fellows, Ed. Why, they'll take you in as if you were my brother. They've been just like fathers to me. Say, did you ever hear of a fellow with 5 fathers?
One was too many for me. Say, if this war don't get over pretty soon, I'm going to be bored to death waiting for something to happen.
How do you like this 4-horsepower outfit?
Say, if I had a meter on here, I wouldn't chalk up 30 centimes a week with it.
Well, it's a nice, quiet life anyway. I guess the Heinies must have forgotten all about us.
It'll be a year next month since any of us around here seen hide nor hair of 'em. They just up and shot old Daniel out of the jail. Vamoose to the mountains. Now that makes criminals out of 'em in the eyes of the law, Tom.
But his daughter, Pat, what'll become of her if her father stops a bullet?
Well, they've been pretty safe so far. They know that mountain country better than any of us around here. Bert King posted a reward for their capture this morning. Pretty soon every officer in this part of the country will be looking for them. You could bring them in, Tom. Suppose I swear you in as a deputy.
Me? Oh, I couldn't do that.
Well, don't you see? If you brought them in and turned them over to me, we could see they got a fair trial. So long as they're in my custody, they'd be safe.
This is a fine time to tell me.
Well, how could I help it? I just found out myself.
Well, we gotta get that sheriff pronto.
Looking for me, Bert?
You bet I am. Those 4 outlaws held up my mine truck again today. They got 9,000 this time.
How do you know it was them?
Here, look at this.
I wish I knew their hideout.
Well, if you're not able to do your duty, I'll get someone who is. Those men are criminals.
Hello, Bert.
Oh, are you back?
What does it look like?
I'll think that over, Jim, and see you later.
All right, Tom.
Who are you?
You used to call me Mike, Jack.
So you remember. Come out from behind that counter. Let's have a look at you. Turn around. Doggone if you're not grown up.
Didn't you know me, really?
Oh, sure.
How's the war?
Never mind the war. That's all over with now.
But you've been away so long, Jack, and through so much.
Say, they don't make wars big enough to keep my mind off you. What do you say we start calling each other by our right names? Huh?
Okay, Tom.
Okay, Pat. You know, you're a brave girl to carry on this way. Jim Wells told me all about it.
You don't know how my father missed you. He always said it wouldn't have happened if you'd been here.
Well, I would have tried not to let it happen. Ed, I want you to meet Miss Patricia Plummer. This is the girl I used to call Mike.
Oh, I heard about you over in France. So the captain used to call you Mike, huh? Well, that ain't nothing to what he used to call me.
Say, Pat, I've got a little business down the street. I'll see you again.
And again.
And again and again.
So long.
So long. Come on, Ed. I've decided to take a job.
Speedy Work Camp. What kind of a job?
Deputy Sheriff.
If you're running any trouble, don't forget what those guns are for.
Don't worry, there ain't nobody going to take that gold away from us.
And here she comes, boys.
There's something funny about this.
You better be ready.
Say, this might have been an accident.
Yeah. Well, come on, give me a hand. Get this out of here.
Look out, youngsters. Tuck 'em down and stick 'em up. Come on, both of you.
Back up against that truck. You too. What are you youngsters doing with these cap pistols? Don't you know they're dangerous things to play with?
Here, hold this.
Any news down in King City, youngster? There'll be plenty of news when we get back.
Tom Allen back yet?
Oh, they don't know Tom. They belong to this modern era that was ushered in after Tom went away.
Them guys wasn't regulars, leaving a receipt for what they took. They must be goofy.
Yeah? Well, they weren't so goofy that they forgot to let the air out of all four tires, were they? Come on, give me a hand on this.
Hello, Judge.
Well, we're back.
We got it, Judge.
How's the cook?
What the heck's the meaning of this? Didn't I tell you to be here for dinner by the stroke of noon?
Doggone if you don't lend a domestic touch to this camp, Judge. That speech reminded me of my wife.
You ain't going to say you was caught in traffic.
No, the truck was late. Say, what have you got to eat? I'm hungry.
Well, among other things, I've got a brand new kind of biscuit, and they look first rate. I was up before dawn experimenting.
Charlie, you're in luck. It's your turn to stand guard. The rest of us poor devils have got to stay here and try out the judge's experiment. I'll relieve you as soon as I get a bite to eat.
All right.
Hey, Cap! Cap, wait a minute, Cap! Hey, Cap!
What's the matter now?
Oh, say, look, I got an idea for an invention. A rubber saddle. You know the kind you fill up full of wind?
Ah, come on. We're liable to run across them any minute now. Stick to it.
Oh, I've been stuck to it for the last 2 days.
Well, you should have brought your taxi.
Oh, if I only had my taxi. That nice Jody one I had in Paris, the one without any springs. Oh, that would be heaven now. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Tom.
Hey, Daniel! Boy! Hey, Doc! Come here, look!
What's the matter?
Daniel, look at that!
It's Tom. Boys, Tom Allen's back.
Are you sure?
Say, you old mountain lions! I've been looking all over the country for you.
You ain't the only one that's been looking for us. Hey, who's that? Friend or foe?
Boys, this is Corporal Ed Wimpy. He came all the way from France with me.
Foreigner, huh? Does he understand English?
Come on, Corporal.
The way we look at it, Tom, we ain't been unlawful. That's just Bert King's idea. All we done was take our rightful share of the gold.
What about this murder charge?
Well, we just decided that was a mistake, didn't we, boys? So we thought we'd take a little vacation. And now that you've joined us...
But I haven't.
You don't mean to say that you're going to stay down in that civilized community, King City? Have you turned modern, too?
Don't you think you fellas have had enough vacation? You'd better come back so we can clear this thing up.
Bert's been running things with a pretty high hand down there, Tom, since you've been away. You know, Judge Wilson ain't on the bench anymore.
Yes, I know that. But we'll see that you get justice.
You know, we've got so we kind of like it up here out in the open air. It's good for our health.
But think of Pat. We've got to prove your innocence. And the only way we can do it is with you down there. You've got to come back.
Gotta? I don't understand. You've come here to arrest us, Tom?
I'm sorry, Daniel.
You can't do that, Tom. Don't you realize you're just like our own son?
It's the only way.
Tom, that war has softened your brain. You've been listening to Bert King's lies.
Has anyone around here the idea that I think Daniel is guilty? Now, Sheriff Wells has given his word, and you can have mine too, that you'll all get a fair trial.
Tom Allen's word is good enough for me, Daniel. You must realize if a man ain't cleared in the eyes of the law, he's got trouble to face all the rest of his life.
So, you're all against me.
Don't you see? After an honest trial, you'll be completely vindicated.
I figure he's right, Daniel. And maybe he could even get us out on bail.
Think of your daughter, Daniel.
You just put yourself in my hands. I'll pull you through.
You ain't going to put handcuffs on me, are you?
I haven't even got a pair. Ed, get the horses.
Horses?
Shall we be starting, Tom?
Well, I think we have time for just a cup of coffee.
I'll get you one right here. Here.
Daniel?
Let them now, Bill.
How does it seem to be back in civilization again?
Oh, I guess we can stand it with you here.
What's on your mind, Ed?
Revenge. Say, if I had enough dough, I'd start a taxicab line in this man's town and run every horse in it out of business.
Tom, I'm glad you didn't find them.
Oh, but I have. They're in the Hooskow now.
And you didn't hear what happened? I'm out of a job, and Bert King's appointed a new sheriff.
What? Who?
Mr. Kruger.
Now, Sheriff, we've got to economize. It'd be an awful waste of the city's money to try those 4 old fossils.
What are you driving at, Mr. Mayor?
You don't think I appointed you sheriff just to have something to pin a badge on, do you?
They're all honest men, Judge. They've given me their word they won't run away. But set their bail at any amount, and I'll see that you get it.
My dear young man, I appreciate your loyalty to these unfortunates, but admitting them to bail at any amount would hardly commensurate with the demands of justice.
What you really mean is you've had your orders.
I'll have to ask you to resign as deputy, Tom. You see, Sheriff Wells...
Yes, I know. I've already resigned.
I'll see if I can't get you something to do at the mine.
Listen, sucker. Do you think you're getting away with anything?
Just what do you mean?
Sheriffs, after I brought those old men in here thinking they'd get a square deal.
Well,
And you've got Judge Ames eating out of your hand. And this fella Kruger's nothing but an office boy for you. Now listen. Justice or no justice, I'm going to hold you personally responsible for those prisoners. And I'm not fooling.
Why, I'm just as anxious to see them get a square deal as you are.
You better be.
You've made a mistake, Tom. You shouldn't have done it. At least they had a chance when they were free.
Well, I was counting on Jim Wells' protection then.
Well, why didn't you tell me you were going to get them? I could have told you they didn't have a chance with Bert King.
It's up to me now. And I'm going to see that they get a fair trial.
For a judge that's already refused to give them bail.
Well, there must be some way out. I'll have the case transferred to another court.
Well, what's Fergie got to say now? May interest you to know, gentlemen, that we're going to have a little party down at the jail tomorrow night.
Any instructions, Chief?
No, just use your own judgment. But don't risk your lives defending those 4 ancient prisoners, that's all.
Oh, Cap! I've been on your trail for an hour.
Oh, save it. I don't feel like talking
Wait,
now.
this can't save. I gotta tell you right now.
What is this, another plot against the horses?
Oh, no. Will you quit your kidding? There's gonna be a lynching tomorrow night.
What?
Yes, I heard Kruger up there all set for it. He's going to string up your pals.
Oh, so that's Bert's idea, huh? Come on, Corporal, you're on duty again. We've got to do a little
No,
jail
wait a
breaking.
minute. There's a million guards up at that jail. I just came from there.
Say, what can we do tomorrow night to keep all the people in town busy?
Ladies and gentlemen, and now for the big surprise, an added attraction, arranged for you at the last minute. But I'm glad to see that you're all here. In this corner, Ron McGraw, a local boy. And in this corner, Battling Whippy of Chicago.
Ed, no matter what happens, you've got to make this scrap last 10 rounds.
Something tells me, Tom, that guy ain't gonna be no setup.
All you got to do is wear him down. But remember, make it last 10 rounds.
Let's wear him down. But
This thing couldn't have worked out better if we'd have planned it ourselves. Everybody in town's here.
Short and sweet, kid.
Get him, go get him.
Hey, fix him up. He must have fainted.
Say, what's the idea? You could have put that guy away with a whiff of your breath.
Yeah, I'll put him away, but not in the 10th round.
I don't get you.
No, you wouldn't.
Come on, fight, you poor sap. I can't peck you for 10 rounds.
Make it snappy, boys.
Look! Get out of here, quick, boys.
They're getting away.
I'm worn out holding you up, mister. I'm gonna lose my temper in a minute. What round is this?
8.
9.
He nearly got you that round.
Don't be silly. I'm just wearing them down.
Looks like they got us, Tom. Coming from both ways.
They haven't got us yet. You fellas stay here. I'm going on. And when they follow me, beat her for the border.
Listen, that guy ain't no regular fighter. What does he do for a living?
He runs a livery stable.
Does he rent out saddle horses?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? And I've been treating him like a pal.
Hey, what's the idea? The gun ain't run yet.
What's this, Ed? The start of the Wimpy Taxi Cab Company?
And look, I want to know how many hours there are in a year.
Oh, I don't know. Why?
Well, you see, I just nicked off 85 cents for half an hour. I figure that's $1.70 an hour.
Yeah?
Now, if I know how many hours there are in a year, I know how much income tax I gotta pay. See? Hey, what the?
I wonder who they are.
I don't know who they are, but they'll find out who I am.
You get out to the mine and get that machine gun set up. I'll follow you later. Okay, boss. Hello, Kruger. Did you have any luck?
No, they got away over the border.
Nevertheless, that machine gun was a good investment. They might sneak back.
Yeah. Say, I wonder how much this guy Allen knows.
I've got a hunch he knows plenty.
Are we moving all the stuff out today?
No, I think we better wait until next week, till things quiet down a bit.
That's a good idea.
And I think it'd be smart if we weren't seen together too much. Why don't you go down to the jail and hang around?
Okay, boss, then I'll see you tonight. Well, all packed, eh? Even to the toothbrush and razor. And we weren't gonna move out until next week.
Well,
Why, you do...
Tom,
Hello, Pat. What's the matter?
Judge Wilson's up at my house. He's been hurt.
Judge Wilson? But I thought
Father
that...
brought him in last night and then rode away again.
Well, let's go up and see him. Hello, Judge. How you feeling?
Terrible. None of the gang know how to cook but me.
They'll probably be back for you.
They better. Clearing out without me, they'll all get indigestion.
They're lucky they did clear out. Bert's got a machine gun on that mine truck now.
A machine gun?
And a select crew of imported gangsters.
Say, the boys are figuring on that truck this afternoon.
What?
Yeah, and they're all set to stick it up at Big Rock Canyon.
They'll be slaughtered.
Not if I get there first. Hey, Ed, does this coffee grinder run?
It's the fastest taxi in King City.
Well, come on, we got a date with the mine truck.
Let's go.
Step on her, Ed. We'd want those old men shot down like rabbits.
We ain't backing up, Cap.
The doctor's with him now. He'll pull through all right.
Did he say that Bert King did it, Jim?
Yeah, got him like he got Jonathan Wheeler.
What?
Yep, Kruger squealed.
This is the spot, boys.
Yeah, how about those rocks up there?
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Hey, Ed, can you drive across country in this thing?
Where?
There.
Well, boys, can this bus take it?
All right, Charlie. Get them started.
How's your brakes? Haven't had any for the last 5 miles.
Hurry up, Bob. Get him out of the road.
Ho, 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 ho.
Get out of there. All of you. Put him up. Get back. Quick.
We're glad to see you, Tom.
Say, if I ever let you old criminals out of my sight again,
we've
I'll...
retired from the criminal business, Tom. And Pat was saying last night when we brought the judge in,